Good day everyone, I'm Hurley Borify Reviews here, back at it again with my review for the Kefine Quattro. Okay, but before we proceed, first things first, if you're hearing a electric fan or a noise in the background, pardon me because it's already midnight here in my country and yeah, everyone is sleeping, so I'm the only one that is currently awake. And before I proceed, I'd like to thank Kefine for sending this unit to me in an exchange for a very honest and transparent review. Rest assured that all of my reviews are honest and transparent to the core, like I always do for the benefit of everybody, of course, including me. Since again and again, I won't be editing this extensively. I prefer writing reviews than recording them. And yes, English isn't really my native language, so pardon me for any future grammatical errors or construction errors in general. Okay. So it's been a while since I have reviewed a Kefine product, and I am really grateful that Kefine. I'm sorry if I'm butchering the brand name. I'm really sorry, but from what I know, it's Kefine, or Kefine. Probably I'd call it Kefine this time. But I am really grateful that Kefine is reaching out to me and is noticing my work they and trusting me enough to review their Quattro. This is their first IEM to have a hybrid configuration, because some of you might know that Kefine has always been, despite being a relatively new company, used single drivers in their IEMs. Like for example, the Delchi AE, the Clean, the the Clanar. Yeah, every Kefine product uses a single driver, whether it be dynamic driver or a planar magnetic driver. But this time, I do believe Kefine experimented really well and excellently well here with the Kefine Quattro. So this time, the Kefine Quattro uses a two dynamic drivers and two balanced armature drivers per side, which is a really interesting. Yeah, it is quite interesting. It is an interesting configuration in my opinion, since there aren't a lot of IEMs that exist with this type of configuration. Usually, some hybrid IEMs that I know has 1DD 3BA, or probably 2DD 1BAs, or 1BA 2DD, or 2DD 1BA, or something like that. Okay, so this is definitely one of the rarest in terms of driver configuration, if you really care about driver configurations, or if you prioritize those matters. Okay. Let's now proceed to the packaging. As usual, Kefine has been doing their packaging really well here for a minimalistic standpoint, or for a person that really likes minimalist stuff or minimalist design, which is me as well. So yeah, it is really a delight to me seeing this type of packaging and presentation. I do love um, when when a brand does things subtly, but at the same time they do it in a very premium manner, which Kefine ticks on all of the boxes that I am looking for when it comes to the packaging. Although yes, some can argue that packaging is just the surface literally, but at the same time it does give a first impression, and here in the Kefine Quattro it is a very very good impression. So as you can see, it is very minimalist. I do like that design. Quattro 2DD 2BA hybrid IEM. As you can see, even the side is Kefine, just Kefine Quattro. Okay? See, it is very minimal and at the same time very very informative, particularly here in the back of the box. As you can see, it is in 2DD, 2BA hybrid drivers. As you can see, the first is the 10mm DLC driver, if that matters, and the second dynamic driver is a PU plus LCP. The BA units are unspecified, but they are in two pieces. Yes, per side, of course. The sensitivity on this one is 107 decibels with impedance of 32 ohms, which in theory, yes, it is fairly easy to drive, but I will explain later on about the drivability. Okay, so there's that. There isn't really anything that much here. It is your usual Kefine manner, Kefine presentation. And boy oh boy, look at this one. Look at the accessories that they included. It um do take note that this is a 130-ish or 140-ish dollars. I do believe it's 130-ish. Yes, it's a 130-ish US dollars IM. So it is around 6 or 7,000 pesos in Philippine peso. And the packaging and presentation and the accessories on this one is, in my opinion, one of the premium sets that I have reviewed in 2025. Yes, in terms of the packaging and presentation, this really goes toe to toe with the higher price sets that I have reviewed. Like for example, the Tistura Wood Note, which I have reviewed before, and the Tanjim Fission, which is apparently the almost the same price here with the Kefine Quatio. So the IEMs that exist under and probably within 200 USD are very very what I would call is very competitive. Yes, they are very competitive, and Kefine literally is one of the best out of them in terms of accessories alone. Yes, the accessories alone. They were talking only about the accessories first. We'll talk about the sound later on. As you can see, what you'll get is a two sets of no, this is four sets actually. Four sets of ear tips here with the gray ones with different sizes and bore sizes, as you can see, and different softness as well. Yes, different softness. Yep. Yes, different softness. And here is the white set of ear tips. So yeah, in my opinion, Kefine really is really generous on this one because they really gave some very what do you call this, very good quality ear tips. This isn't really a common ear tips in my opinion, so they really did well on this one. This is like high quality in my opinion. To give you an idea, this ear tip reminds me of the KB07 ear tips, with a ear tips that I really love. Up until today, I keep using them because they are very, and they are like an all-rounder to me. The KB07s are an all-rounder to me. Any IM fits with the KB07 really well without any compromises to the overall sound, in my opinion. Okay, so now this one, yes, this case, this faux leather case or leather case, I really don't mind. But one thing's for sure, this is well built. This is very premium. This reminded me of the cases that I have encountered with Campfire Audio IEMs. But and do take note, those IEMs are literally almost twice, thrice, or probably four times, yes, pun intended, four times the price of the Kefine Quatio, which really speaks volumes for the Kefine Quatio in a very very good and premium way. And yes, I have to commend Kefine on that one. As you can see, it is in it has the embossed Kefine logo with a good zippers on this one. Yes, and it is hard case, so that's a good thing. So you can see, well built. It is well nice. And yes, by the way, it has this. Kefine Quattro offers modular nozzles. So as you can see, we have here the black. Yes, the black nozzle. We'll call this the black nozzle. It can focus. Yeah, as you can see, even the nozzles are well designed. As you can see, that is nice. And here is the gold nozzle. Yep, yep. Uh-huh. I'm not sure if the camera can pick up this one, but yeah, the gold nozzle, as you can see, really nice. It's well built. So Kefine really puts a lot of detail here with the Kefine Quattro. Oh, speaking of detail, I'll let you see this first. This is by far the first time that I have seen this in an IEM with a modular nozzle. And as you can see, I'm not sure if the camera can pick that up, but there's a mesh. Yes, where's the yep, there's a mesh, as you can see, there's a mesh before the nozzle, which adds another extra security away from debris or something like that, or any foreign objects. So Kefine really does their things very intricately. The details on this one is amazing in my opinion. I don't want to sound like I am glazing over the Kefine Quattro, but my oh my, the design, everything here is very uh, very top notch or very premium, since I have seen and experienced and even owned a lot of IMs with modular, what do you call this, modular nozzles. But Kifine does things first when it comes to the mesh before the nozzle filter on that one. They it is my first time encountering that mechanism or that feature. I'm not sure if there's some IEMs that I haven't encountered that also has this type of feature. But yeah, please do let me know if there's any. Yeah, I am still venturing within the audiophile hobby, so yeah, I have still a lot of things to experience. But one thing's for sure, the Kifine Quattro is very very premium on this regard. Okay, and this one, as you can see, it also offers a modular cable, so you can also use the Kifine Quattro in what do you call this, in 3.5 single-ended connection. But I am using it here in 4.4 balanced connection because I can, and I prefer it that way. It doesn't really impact that much when it comes to drivability, which I will discuss later on. Okay, okay. Now, here is the cable. The cable on this one is really nice as well. It is well built. It is premium. Actually, Gefine can get away, like they can sell this cable, this the cable, because it is really premium. I do love the design on this one. It is well built. It is really nice. I do like the design on this one. The braiding on this one is not too tight and not too loose, so everything is like snugly at the same time, very flexible. Yes, the cable on this one is really good. I love the cable in this one. Probably this is one of the best cables from an IEM under 200 USD if we're talking about the included cable with the IEM. So most included cables within this price range are quite okay, but they are quite bland. But the Kefine Quattro is one of those that really speaks premium in terms of the overall quality. Even the cable quality is really nice, and it also has the Q-lock function, which I adore. The the mini lock, sorry, the modular lock function of the modular mechanism. I really love this one. It's a nice touch. It adds security and durability to the IEM and adds longevity, of course. Okay, now here are the IEMs itself. A friend of mine even thought that this was a true wireless earphones because it is in this oval shape. It looks like an egg in a good way. It is well done. It is well built. There are no sharp edges on this one, or any even like edges. There aren't any edges here at all. It is very round, very circular, very oval, which in return does a very good job in the fit, comfort, and isolation. The fit, comfort, and isolation in the Kefine Quattro is excellent, despite it being on the slightly larger side of the spectrum. As you can see, it is on the slightly larger side of the spectrum. See, it's quite thick. It's a thick boy, you can see. But at the same time, the fit on this one is really good because there are no edges. I can't feel any edges, or I can't even see any edges here with the Kefine Quattro, which also helps in the fit, comfort, and isolation. It is very excellent on that regard to my ears. Even on those slightly smaller sized ears, this really fits well with those types of ears based on my experience. So I can recommend this literally to everyone, but do take note that those people with small ears, of course, will find this bulky because it is quite it is a thick boy. As you can see, it is quite thick on the width. So yeah, but they won't feel any discomfort in my opinion. They, based on my experience as well, since I have let use this to a friend of mine, he doesn't have any discomfort with the Kefine Quattro because again the edges on this one are smooth. Actually, there aren't any edges to begin with. So yeah, the comfort on this one is top notch despite it being a metal. Yes, this IM is a metal shelled IM, so yeah, adds another premium on that one. So yep, definitely an excellent premium build quality here with the Kafine Quattro. The overall experience on this one is really nice in my opinion. Okay, now as for the drivability on this one, it is fairly easy to drive. Most of the time, you won't have any problems using the Kafine Quattro with the, what do you call this, with the 3.5 single-ended connection. You won't have any problems on that one. But if you're one of those types of people like me that have a sensitive ears, a very sensitive ears to slight nuances and such, it can be a curse and a blessing. Most of the time it is a curse blessing because it adds that itch of me looking for some nitty gritty bits for me to nitpick. So yeah, but if you're those people like me that are very sensitive to some slight nuances and such, you may feel that the Kefine Quattro is better with the 4.4 balance connection. The bass, the overall sound, or probably yes, the bass is quite refined in the Quattro with the balance connection. But in theory, you can get away with it with the two VRMs. Yes. My recommendations for this one is at least two VRMs of power. So you'll be fine if you're using the Kefine Quattro in 3.5 millimeter single-ended. But at least please use a two VRMs dongle. Like for example, um, Tangentium Space, probably Venture Electronics Devastator, of course, DD Hi-Fi TC44 Pro. Yes, those types of sources. You can also use a warm source on this one, like for example, SIMGOT Due4X or probably a Sonic Memory SA500. And you'll have a great time with the Kefine Quattro because it is quite versatile and it scales really well on power with power and sources and pairings, of course. Okay, okay. Okay, now let's talk to the sound of the Kefine Quattro. What is the sound of the Kefine Quattro? Well, the Kefine Quattro is an IEM that is quite fairly neutral in the overall sound signature with a little bit of bass boost to keep things alive. So in a nutshell, it is a fairly neutral IEM with a bass boost, particularly on the sub-bass region. It is a versatile IEM with some coloration in a really good way. But the thing that stands out to me with the Kefine Quattro is it really manages its tonal and technical balance so well that I couldn't find any nitpick, any deal breakers to this one. Sure, there are some like very very specific nitpicks, but I had a hard time finding any deal breakers or some things to consider with the Kefine Quattro, alone on its stock configuration. So yeah, this is a very excellent IEM. I can even say that there are times that the Kefine Quattro performs really well up to the point that it can go to with the $200 or sub 200, even yeah, with the sub and within the 200 USD IEMs that I have here, which I will compare later on. So yeah, I don't want to sound like I am glazing or I am hyping the Kefine Quattro, but it is undeniably good. It is undeniably excellent on that one. Yeah, I'm getting too carried away, so I'll explain the regions like the usual. Okay? Okay, so the base on this one, again, it's sub-bass elevated. What do you call this? It is sub-bass elevated, but it is well done because it only shows slash appears whenever the track calls for it. I never find it to be distracting or to smear off on the other frequencies despite it being elevated or the sub bass being elevated. It is also well detailed in my opinion. The texture and layering of the bass on this one is really good. If I were to really nitpick here, probably those people that specifically prefer the mid bass punch, that crunchy mid bass punch, will find this a bit soft. But in general, it isn't really a problem. I did not find the bass on the Kefine Quattro problematic at all. The bass on this one is still punchy while giving the rumble and depth or the deep chunky sub bass that some bass heads lovers may love. But I'd also say that this isn't really an earth-shaking bass, or the bass that will drill in your ear holes, if I am making sense. So if you're expecting a legato, yeah, or a 7 hertz legato, or probably a Fat Freak IM based on this one, you might be disappointed in terms of quantity, but on quality, it is well done. It is well built. Yes. Okay. To give you a rough example, I have reviewed recently the Tangent Fusion, and when compared, the Tangent Fusion is definitely leaner and lighter in base when compared to this one. The base on the Kefine Quattro is definitely better in terms of engagement. Yes, it is better on engagement. Even when the DSP mode on the Tangent Fusion is turned on, the base on that one is still lesser in quantity when compared to this one. So yeah, if you're worrying that if the base on the Define Quattro is lacking, um, I can confidently say it is not, unless if you are really that bass head type of people who prefers a sloppy, dirty bass, if you may. So there's that. Okay, okay. Now as for the mid, it is on the smoother side. It is warm, but I wouldn't call it lacking in detail, or too mushy or soft. Far from it, actually. The mids on this one is very clean, not sterile clean, but prim and proper type of clean, if you may. Lower mids on this one, it is really good. It is still on the slightly thicker side of things, so you won't have any problems with male vocals or instruments that lies within that region. The upper mids on this one, it is mildly elevated, but most of the time it isn't that elevated, actually, because I haven't heard any extra sparkle or extra brightness to it. But the upper mids on this one is very present. I wouldn't call it sibilant, harsh, or anything like that. This is far from sibilance, but I do find it, actually, the overall sound. Yeah, the overall sound of the Kefine Quattro is it is quite responsive, It's quite responsive. It is sharp in a good way, if I'm making sense. So the upper mids on this one is also shares the same characteristics as like that. So yeah, do expect that you'll have a clean, airy, detailed, sparkly, if you may, upper mids on this one. So yeah, I can still recommend this to those people that are very sensitive to sibilance, harshness, or peaks. But do take note that if you are very sensitive, you may find that the upper frequencies may sound too sparkly on longer listening sessions, because the upper mids on this one isn't really relaxed by a certain extent. The Tistura wood note is much more relaxed on this regard when compared to the Quattro. But the Quattro does it really well because it doesn't sound laid back at all. It doesn't sound lacking, but at the same time, it doesn't sound overboard, or it doesn't sound like it is overdone. So the Kefine Quattro sits in between, which is a really good and excellent thing. And that is one of the criteria that I am looking for an all-rounder I am, which the Kefine Quattro successfully and excellently does on its own. Okay? Okay. Now, as for the treble on this one, it is well extended. It has a good amount of air. I wouldn't call it laid back, not at all, actually. It isn't. It is far from laid back, but at the same time, it is far from being bright either. So Kefine really implemented and tuned the Quattro really well on this one. Even the micro nuances, the micro details on this one is well done. It is excellently done. I never find it to be lacking, but at the same time, it presented every nuances that I am looking for the tracks really well. It is still on the forgiving side of things, but I wouldn't call it blunt. It is far from being blunt. It is far from being dark. It is on the what do you call this? It is on the normal side, if you may, side of things when it comes to the treble response, which is a good thing. Okay, now as for the technical chops, this is the second part where I am amazed with the Kefine Quattro. This is also the part where I can say that this can really go to toe to toe with the IEMs within the 200, or 200, and yeah, 200 USD, even 300 USD, if you may. But yes, I can only say that it can go toe to toe, not like this one's a killer like that, and or this one beats this one, because I don't want any unnecessary glazing or hyping on this one. This is as transparent as it can be, and my review of this one, actually on all of my reviews, is based on what I really experienced, not from any graphs or anything like that. I haven't even seen the graph of the Kefine Quattro to be honest with you. I am like literally eyeballing it or earballing it with my own ears and perception. Okay, now back to the technical chops. The technical chops on this one is excellently done. I can't I can't nitpick any specific, or I can't really nitpick any nitty-gritty thing with the technical chops here in the Quattro. It is moderately immersive in my opinion. The sound stage on this one is quite spherical, so the soundstage height is quite tall for me, ceilingless at sometimes, even it is also wall-less most of the time, which is a good thing. Separation and layering on this one is really clean. Not pun intended. It is clean. It is very clean actually. It is well done. Even on busy tracks or heavy passages, I had no problems here with the Kefine Quattro. Okay, imaging on this one, it is good. It is precise as it can be, as what I would expect with any sub 200 USD IEM that I have reviewed and owned at some point. So I had no problems on that one. Okay, okay. Now we'll talk with the what do you call this? With the modular nozzles. Yes, the modular nozzles of the Kefine Quattro. We'll go here first with the with the gold. Yes, we'll go here first with the gold. The gold nozzle. I can't. The camera see. Yep, as you can see. So the gold nozzle, when used with the Kefine Quattro, makes the sound overall bright. Yes, it is brighter. The sub bass is shaved up a little bit. It is now more detailed. It is everything now feels more snappier, faster, tighter. In the overall transients. Even the, what do you call this, even the technical chops are also better here. The separation and layering is a lot more cleaner on this one. So, and the micro detail stands out a little bit more when compared to the pre-installed silver. Yes, the pre-installed silver nozzle with the Kefine Quattro. But in return, the overall sound becomes a bit more leaning on the neutral brightish side of things. So those people that are very sensitive to bright sounding sets will find this bright or probably peaky, particularly on the upper mids. If you're hearing someone sneezing, my apologies. It's my sibling. Is having a hard time, I guess. But yeah. Okay, now we'll go to the black nozzle on this one. Okay, the black nozzle, when used with the Kefine Quattro, makes the sound warmer in general. It somehow smoothens the upper frequencies. It adds a little bit of bass response, particularly in the sub bass. It makes the sound overall thicker. Some might say it sounds organic, if you like the term. But at the same time, the technical chops, particularly on the detail retrieval or the micro details, is now a bit more less. Less in presence when compared to the stock nozzle or the pre-installed nozzle. So yeah, you win some, you lose some. It really depends on your preference. So the pre-installed one here with the Kefine Quattro sits in between within these two nozzles. So if I were to choose, and I will base my decision on my preferences, I'd pick the pre-installed stock in any day. But for those people that are quite sensitive to upper frequencies, the best combo that you can get with the Kefine Quattro is probably the black nozzle. Install the black nozzle and install the black ear tips, probably the narrow bore ones with the Kefine Quattro, and you'll have a really, really good luscious take time with the Kefine Quattro. Okay, first things first, we'll now compare this to the Kotori Audio Zephyr. The Kotori Audio Zephyr, when compared to the Kefine Quattro, is a more flatter. It is more flatter, more uncolored, more unforgiving. when compared to the Quattro, because the Quattro is more versatile. It is definitely more colored, but in a really good way. It really depends on what you really prefer hearing with your IEMs of your choice, since some people enjoy the unforgiving nature that the Kotori Ozosphere has, which is I'm one of them. But at the same time, I do enjoy the Kefine Quattio's colored presentation, because it is definitely a more all-rounder approach, and at the same time more safer in terms of genre. So that's really a good thing. The one thing that the Kefine Quattro does better than the Kotori Audio Zephyr is the technical chops, particularly on the soundstage. The soundstage is noticeably bigger. Yes, it is noticeably bigger on the Kefine Quattro when compared to the Kotori Audio Zephyr. It is also more grandeur, it is also more spherical when compared to the Kotori Audio Zephyr. The rest, like the separation, layering, and imaging, are nearly identical on both sets. Probably, the imaging is a tiny bit better on the Kefine Quattro, but not by a lot, and you won't be hearing it unless you compare it side by side with the Kotori Audio Zephyr. So, that's a really good thing. Okay, now we'll compare this next one, another hybrid IEM that I personally love because it is a niche IEM, the Rose Techniques or the Rose Celsa QT9 Mark III. When compared, the QT9 Mark III is undoubtedly a brighter set. It is definitely a neutral bright or a U-shaped bright sounding IEM depending on the ear tips you use with that one, because it is quite sensitive to ear tips when than usual. Okay? One thing that the Kevine Quattro does it better compared to the QT9 Mark III is on the treble department and the handling of the driver quirks, because the Kevine Quattro is very coherent that I am not hearing any specific driver quirks, like for example excessive BA timbre or BA timbre to begin with. I can't hear any thing or any specific timbre or driver timbre like that. Unlike with the Rose Techniques QT9 Mark III, which I hear the BA timbre a lot, which I understand as well, because most of the time BA timbre is very unavoidable. So Kefine is really doing excellently doing well here with the timbre handling. Yep. Okay. And it is definitely the Quattro is definitely a bit more versatile. Okay? It is undoubtedly more versatile, that's for sure. Okay, so we'll now compare this with the higher boys, which I have reviewed earlier this month, which is the KB Ear Cepheus KB16. When compared, the KB Ear Cepheus KB16 is a more balanced, vocal-centric IEM compared here with the Kefine Quattro. It is also less colored, if you may, in the overall sound, but at the same time, it is as not as versatile and not as enjoyable to most people when compared with the Quattro. The Quattro offers more versatility and offers more enjoyment for the masses compared to the KB or Cepheus KB16. The most people that will enjoy the Cepheus is those people that prefer their vocals forward, that prefer their vocals sweet, that prefer their vocals lush and detailed, probably airy, if you may. Yeah. And as for the technical chops, the Quattro also is better on that regard, particularly on the sound stage. Yeah, on the sound stage and imaging, because the sound stage on the Quattro is much larger when compared to the Cepheus. It's just that the Cepheus is a bit taller on the soundstage height. So there's that. Okay, we'll now compare this with the um one of the what I would call an all-rounder IEM that I have reviewed recently, which is the Heidi Smart Club Tourist. Although the Heidi Smart Club Tourist exhibits a, what do you call this, a 1DD one dynamic driver per side, but they deem it as one of the largest that you can purchase or see today. Okay, when compared, the Heidi Smart 12 Tourist is a bit more warmer, lusher. It is also definitely more grandeur in the soundstage, that's for sure. But at the same time, the Kefine Quattro is noticeably cleaner, more precise, more layered, and more textured when compared to the Mark 12 Tourist. And in my opinion, that is to be expected due to its driver configuration as well. But yeah, the Heidi Smart of Tourist is definitely warmer and thicker. So it really depends on what you prefer. If you like soundstage or if you prioritize that grandeur soundstage above anything else, the Heidi Smart of Tourist is for you. Otherwise, if you prefer things in a perfectly balanced as all things should be, the Kefine Quattro is the better option here. And it is also cheaper if you haven't picked up the Heidi Smart of Tourist in the Kickstarter promo. So there's that. Okay, now I will switch to Tagalog version to do a quick rundown or a quick summary of my review here with the Quattro. Okay? Okay. So bali itong si Kefine Quattro is it is definitely a neutral siya na may sub-bass boost. So, yung target niya hindi na gaano shocker or surprise sa mga taong madalas na nag-IEMs or madalas nang naka-experience ng IEMs na ganito yung tunog. However, ang kagandahan dito sa Kefine Quattro, yung quality nung pagka-neutral niya na may sub-bass boost kasi sobrang linis, sobrang detailed, na balance talaga yung tonal tsaka yung technical performance niya na kaya niya makipagsabayan sa mga mas mahal na IEM ngayon. Nagulat nga ako kasi yung pricing nito is sa Philippine peso, nasa 7,000 pesos siya. Pero kaya niyang sumabay sa tig 12,500 pesos na IEM na na-review ko recently. So, ayun, if trip mo talaga ng bang for the buck performance, yung Kefine Quattro talaga yung pinaka the best. Actually, yun ata yung parang mission talaga nila or yung vision ng Kefine na parang nasa ano talaga sila yung value, yung parang ano talaga pagkakasyahin nila yung kaya nilang ibigay para sa binigay na price range or sa price point. So, ginawa talaga nila yung best nila doon, in my opinion. Kasi, ayun nga, kung ako, halimbawa, practical lang, halimbawa, ako hindi ako nagre-review, tapos gusto ko ng IEM na parang makukontento na talaga ako for good, itong Kefine Quattro yung pipiliin ko or probably yung na-review ko recently. Kasi, ano talaga sila, all-rounder, and at the same time, hindi na ako lalayo. Kung ito lang din, kung ano yung na-experience ko sa Quattro is literally 95% na na-experience ko sa mga mas mahal na IEM. Ba't pa ako bibili ng mas mahal na IEM? Anong tawag dun? Ang laki na magagastos ko para lang dun sa extra 5% na yun. 'Di ba? Oo, hindi ako nang hype or anything. Actually, mas anong tawag dun? Mas gusto ko yung sulit talaga, literal na bang for the buck. And apparently, itong Kefine Quattro yung parang pinaka the best doon. So, props kay Kefine for delivering itong Quattro kasi first time nilang gumawa ng hybrid IEM pero na-nail nila perfectly. Up to, probably ito nga din yung magiging standard talaga na mahirapan na naman habulin yung mga ibang IEMs na nag-exist ngayon or brands na nag-exist ngayon. Okay? So, balik ako sa English for my verdict. Okay? So, what's my verdict here with the Kefine Quattro? Definitely, one of the best. Actually, there are only 3 IEMs that I can recommend now that, in my opinion, is the best for the IEMs under and within sub 200 USD. So, Kefine Quattro is definitely one of them, and Kefine Quattro is definitely the most versatile. Yes, it is the most versatile IEM among those 3. Yeah. So, you won't be having any problems with this one, whether it be if you prefer tonal balance or technical performance or probably the quality of accessories or the modularity. You won't be having any problems here with the Kefine Quattro. It can and will definitely go toe to toe with the higher priced IEMs that I have experienced and reviewed under 200, maybe even 300 USD. It is that good. But of course, you may see me as someone who overhypes or glazes or something like that the Kifine Quattro. um Take this review as a like a with a full bucket of salt, and probably go to your another favorite reviewer or YouTuber there for good measure, because of course this hobby is really subjective, but at the same time I am just speaking based on what I hear and based on my experience. So yeah, of course you will be spending some your hard earned money for an IEM. So take this review as a like another opinion, or a with a bucket full of salt, and go look for another review that does things probably a bit more detailed or more comprehensive, or compares the Fine Quattro with other IEMs that hybrid IEMs that I haven't reviewed yet under 200 USD, or probably within 300 USD. So yeah, I definitely 5-star recommendation Kefine Quattro. Okay, and that ends my review for the Kefine Quattro. Again, I'd like to thank Kefine for sending this unit to me in an exchange for a very honest and transparent review. Rest assured that all of my reviews are honest and transparent to the core, like I always do, for the benefit of everybody, of course, including me. Since again and again, I won't be editing this extensively. I prefer writing my reviews than recording them. And yeah, English isn't really my primary language, so I do apologize for any grammatical errors. Okay. Now, as for the backlogs, I still have a lot of backlogs. I still have a Dunu Vulcan 2 on the observation period, some KZIMs, the ND Pulsar, TWS, some headphones along the way, I believe, some IEMs along the way, I believe. So yeah, thank you for stopping by, and see you on next one. Isa pa, last one.